Welcome back, everyone. The death of Osama Bin Laden at the hands of U.S. troops is reverberating around the world. What some see as a victory for justice, others might see as an attack on Islam. This morning, we're getting more perspective on Osama Bin Laden's death and Muslim reaction to it from Jibril Hough. He, of course, is of the Islamic Center of Charlotte. Jibril, good to see you. Welcome. How is everything?
Good morning.
All right, let's just get right into it, Jibril. How are your fellow Muslims seeing the death of Osama Bin Laden, particularly since it's at the hands of American troops?
Well, I think most of us are hoping that this is a turning of the page, so to speak, and a chance for us to move forward and towards a more peaceful foreign policy. We have the guy that was behind 9/11 that we were looking for, so let's try to turn the page and let's try to stop some of this bombing that's been going on from Afghanistan, Pakistan, Libya, and other places, and let's try to tone down our foreign policy and try to find a new way to interact with our brothers and sisters around the world.
You bring up the issue of the American foreign policy towards Muslim countries, but there are a lot of people who would say that a lot of the violence has been the result of radical Muslims.
Many would say that, and our president said last night that Osama Bin Laden was not a Muslim leader. And I think that small statement says a lot. It may have went over the heads of many Americans, but if they didn't, I hope they will replay the tape, because he was not a Muslim leader, and he didn't represent me, he didn't represent any Muslims that I know, and he didn't represent my faith.
But he did have a significant following. You cannot deny that.
I don't know. I mean, how many people actually followed him, I really don't know. I mean, out of the 1.6 billion Muslims in the world, if he had 1,000 followers, I mean, that's not really a lot. I mean, it's a lot in terms of you don't want anyone to do any terrorist act, and you don't want anyone to believe like that. But there's radicals within our own country also.
Do you think that some in the Arab world will see the death of Osama Bin Laden as an attack on Islam itself,
No.
whether they're followers or not?
No, it's not an attack on Islam. I mean, this guy was not motivated by Islam. He was politically motivated. So this is not an attack on Islam.
How do we move forward then? You talked about American foreign policy needing to change. How specifically do you propose that happening?
Well, I propose that we start bringing the troops home from Afghanistan. Start bringing the troops home from Iraq, who is a country who didn't attack us at all. Stop bombing places like Libya. You know, pull back and find other ways, diplomatic ways to deal with people, because folks around the world, no one hates us because we're free. No one hates us because we're Americans. They hate us sometimes because bombs have fell in their neighborhood, or policies have been divisive and killed people they know in their homeland.
Osama bin Laden is the face of the jihadist movement, of the radical Muslim movement. Is this movement now over with his death?
No, I don't think anyone can say it's over. It's an ideology that, just like with gang members, you take a gang member out, someone else will step up. I think the threat will always be out there, but by the same token, I don't think we should play more into it than we should. I think we should remain vigilant, but I think we should not go towards a boogeyman theory that many folks in the political world like to promote.
It's an ideology that's based or rooted in religion, in spirituality. So how does Islam, and what role does Islam have in fighting that, in combating that ideology?
I wouldn't say it's not based in my religion. It's an ideology that's based in politics.
But they use religion, unfortunately in your case Islam, to justify it.
Some do. Some misuse religion, just like many people who founded this country misuse Christianity with the transatlantic slave trade and many other crimes that took place, or the Native American Indians and many other plagues that happened here in this country was justified by Christianity. So I'm not going to say that some folks may try to use Islam to justify it, but Islam itself does not justify it.
Let me ask you this then. Do American Muslims or Muslims around the world have a place at the table in trying to stop this from happening again? What is the role in trying to curtail extremist Muslims?
Our role is speaking out against terrorism, any acts of terrorism, whether it's from someone who claims Islam or someone who's a part of our own government. And our role is to build in friendships and relationships with people of other faith. Here in America, we don't control anything, so all we can do is speak out and promote what our religion truly believes in.
All right, Jibril, we appreciate you coming in and sharing your thoughts. Good to talk to you. Very good conversation. Jibril Hough with the Islamic Center of Charlotte.